In this video, I'll show you how to use the input text block. What it does is help you fill text into input fields on a web page. Let's start with a simple example to see how it works. For example, typing a keyword into the Google search box. Alright, let's drag the input text block into the canvas. Then set the target element. Here we'll select Google's search box. Next, in the text field, enter the keyword you want to type in. Alright, let's run it. Great! It successfully typed the keyword into the search box. If you don't want the text to be fixed, but want it to change dynamically, then you'll need dynamic input. Let me show you how. First, drag a set arguments block into the canvas. Then add a parameter. Give it a name, for example, keyword. Next, in the input text block's text field, reference that parameter. Alright, let's run it. Now, you can type any keyword into the parameter, and it will automatically fill the search box. Okay, let's try a different keyword. It will replace the old keyword with the new one automatically. On web pages, input fields usually fall into three types. First, single line input. This is usually an input element, commonly used for usernames or email addresses. Second, multi-line input. This is usually a text area element, often used for bios, comments, or longer text. Third, rich text input. Usually a div with content editable set to true. Commonly found in post editors or online documents. Knowing the type of input field helps you select the right element more accurately. If you turn on this option, the input text block will type like a keyboard, one by one instead of filling it all at once. This makes it look more like a real person typing. Let's run it and see the effect. This block has two trigger modes. The first one is script mode. It's lighter and faster, and usually recommended. The second is debugger mode. It simulates typing more realistically, but uses more resources. And the browser may also show a prompt when running. The default line break setting works fine in most cases. But some sites customize how enter works in text fields. For example, enter might submit instead of adding a new line. In that case, you can switch here to choose the right line break mode for your scenario. Now let's look at two real-world examples. First, posting on X. Notice that this input box uses a rich text editor called draft.js. So we need to find its root element, which is the element with content editable set to true. Only then can we type text correctly. Done. Text entered successfully. Second, posting a comment on TikTok. It also uses the draft.js editor. But the way to find the root element is a bit different than on X. Watch closely how I do it. That's how you locate the root element. Now let's run it and see. Perfect, the text went into the comment box successfully. That's everything about the input text block. With it, you can handle all kinds of automated input tasks. Thanks for watching. See you next time.